If you Googled whether you are burnt out or whether it's just exhaustion, this video's for you. Or if you checked your emails before you got out of bed this morning, watch this. You see, stress is normal. It's actually quite good for us. It's the chronic and unmanaged, the sustained, continual stress that leads to sickness and obviously to burnout. You see, 86% of school leaders are saying they are currently stressed. So if you're feeling stressed, you're not on your own. Something's wrong, isn't it? You see, 50% of school leaders are saying they're struggling with insomnia, 45% with irritability, 37% with tearfulness. Have you ever sat in your car crying on your way to work or cried when you got home? 41% are having concentration difficulties. These are all really significant warning signs, aren't they? Warning signs that something is wrong and you're heading for burnout, unhealthy stress. So let's look at some of these warning signs and what we can do. So the first one I want to talk about is the fact that the body keeps the score. I don't know if you've read the book, it's fantastic, I'd recommend it. But you see, burnt out leaders apparently have the same stress hormone levels as ER doctors during a trauma. The difference is an ER doctor, amazing though they are, deals with the trauma and then moves on. But school leaders hold on to that stress constantly. I spoke to a school leader recently who went in at 6 and left at 9, slept about school, dreamt about school, and even on holiday was contacted. So there was never any space, never an out. But the body keeps the score. What can we do about that? So I'm going to suggest today you start with one tiny, small boundary for you to tell your mind and your body that you matter. So what might that look like for you? Could it be a 10-minute walk around the car park in lunchtime? What about saying to staff, actually, you're not going to look at emails after 6 p.m.? What could it be for you? But you see, please don't wait for it to calm down. Say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. It's not going to be any calmer tomorrow. I'd love to say it was going to be, but it's not. So something has to happen, and it has to happen now. Another warning sign, I would say, is whether you recognize yourself today. How do you turn up? Are you energetic and passionate, full of joy like you used to be? Do you remember when you went into teaching? What were you like, and do you have that same drive and passion today? Or how are you showing up? Have you become a bit cynical? Do you avoid conversations because they're too difficult and you haven't got the energy? Do you have that joy still? So, what can we do about that? So, you'll have seen Simon Sinek and his teaching on why. Can you remember your why? I remember my why when I went into teaching. Since I was age 10, I just wanted to go and work with children. I was passionate about supporting them to be the best version of themselves, to reach their potential. And as I went up the leadership ladder in schools, I became also passionate to support the staff and the families, to understand their value, to be their best. What's your why? What helps you remember why you do what you do? Have you even thought about it? So I'm going to suggest today that you put something in your diary for next week that helps you reconnect with your why. What might that look like for you? Could it be to pop back into class for a bit? Set up a meeting with someone that reminds you. Speak to a student. For me, I set up parent and child special needs group where I help the parents to see how to teach their children to read and do maths, how we taught it in school now. Oh my goodness, we had so much fun. I loved that hour a week. I was reconnecting with my why, seeing the look on those children's faces and on the parents. What is your why and how could you reconnect to that? Thirdly, third warning sign is to ask yourself, have you moved onto autopilot? What does that mean? What does that look like? Are you just going through the motions, or are you fully present every day? School life is chaotic and it's fast, isn't it? We're firefighting. But are you noticing? I wonder, you see, 41% of school leaders are presenting with concentration difficulties. Do you remember what that meeting was about? Do you remember the child's name? Can you remember driving home last week? Or are you on autopilot? You see, burnout affects the prefrontal cortex, and that is your decision making area, it's your focus area. It's actually the same as sleep deprivation, chronic sleep deprivation. Imagine what that does to whether you're sharp and able to make decisions, be the best version of yourself. Could that be you? Are you on autopilot? And if so, what can we do about it? So, the best strategy I have discovered is that every time you move from one room to another, you stop at the door before you go into that new space, that new area, that new room. Take a breath and you think, how do I feel now? Consider now, how do you feel right now? And before I walk into the door at home, if you're listening to this in the car, or before I go into that classroom, before I meet that parent, how do I want to present? What energy do I want to bring? What version of myself? So, to teachers, I would say if you're feeling exhausted and like you can't do another session, think to yourself, right, I'm good at this. I'm trained for this. I love this. This is why I came into teaching. I want those children to love this session. You will walk in with energy and purpose, with joy. And leaders can do the same. You can do the same walking into your home. But you just have to pause for a moment, take a breath, recognize how you are doing, and then make a decision, a conscious decision, how you are going to walk into that next space. Try it. It's amazing. I surprise myself how I come across sometimes and the impact of it. It's exciting. So, we're not talking about weakness here. You're not alone. This is a systemic issue. And there's lots we can't change, but there are some things that we can change. So, of course, I would love you to like this. And please do subscribe. But most importantly, would you take action and do one thing for yourself? Don't wait for tomorrow. Do something today for yourself. It's really important. See you on the next video.